Kaz told me she wants to live every lesbian's dream, which is to look like Shane from the L Word. She brought some inspiration pictures, some were shaggy mullets and some were pixie cuts. I recommended going with the mullet because if she decides that it wasn't for her, it's way quicker to turn a mullet into a pixie cut than the other way around. So as you saw, I started with a middle section for the bangs, and I pulled that section down to cut a guide for the length of the bangs, and then I pulled that section up to cut a guide for the layers. For the layers, I'm using the peel the potato method, and for the bangs, I'm using deep strokes with my razor for lots of texture. We decided not to take much overall length off the back, but we'll do the peel the potato method again and just take a little bit, which will leave the ends a little more texturized. After finishing that, I'm going to cut the layers on the back. For each layer, I'm starting a little past 90 degrees, and then I'm cranking it all the way a little over directed past 180 degrees, because for this style, we want lots of texture. Like usual, I started in the middle of the back of the head, and then worked all the way around to one side, and then all the way around to the other. And now all that's left for the wet cutting is connecting the sides to the front, and all I'm doing is taking vertical sections and over directing them out to the longest part of the bangs, and then I let that piece fall out as my guide. That's how I know when to start cutting, and I repeat this until I get to the back of the ear or until I start running out of hair to cut, whichever one comes first. And I'm making sure to keep consistent long strokes with my razor because I want to keep the texture consistent throughout these areas. So now that all of the wet hair cutting is done, it's time for some silly faces and then for some hair drying. First, I'm using some Colton King Super Water for moisture, and after brushing that through, I follow it up with Jelly by Colton King. This has pink Himalayan salt in it, so it's really good for texture, but I like that it's not damaging to your hair, so it's not going to dry it out really bad or anything. So after scrunching the jelly all the way through her hair, I am going to blow dry and just style with my fingers. That way there's loose tension and I get an effortless, messy look. And I want some extra volume in the crown, so I am going to grab some more tension and blow dry the root up to give us just a little more lift in that area. After drying her hair, I'm going to take some chunky texturizers and point cut. I did this in sections all throughout the haircut, and there were still some areas with a little more weight than we wanted, so I went around the back in sections and removed some weight from underneath. To give us more control over the style, I'm using some charcoal pomade, also by Colton King, focusing at the roots for lift and then twisting some of the ends for texture. And then that's it. So here is Kaz before, and here she is after. I love the shape and the texture that we got on this haircut. Also, shout out to Kaz's wife, Holly, for referring her to me. Now I have posted a video of both of you, which is pretty cool. Kaz is a health and wellness coach serving the LGBTQ plus community, so I will tag her page or link it below depending on which platform you're seeing this on. I'm trying to make hair education affordable and or free, so if you're into that, shoot me a follow. And for now, I will get out of your hair.